Hello peoples, welcome to the latest episode of Annoyed Gamer with me, Marcus Beer. First of all, I want to thank everybody for your responses to last week's episode. All the tweets I received, the Facebook posts, the comments obviously here on GT. It is a very important topic to me, and it seems to a lot of you as well. So I've got to say thank you for that, and just keep on sharing. You know, make new friends, talk to people. If you suffer from this, talk to people. Keep up the good fight, and you will power through. Okay, today's show, just a bunch of questions off Twitter. I think last week's show was obviously a little bit deep and a little bit heavy, so I'm going to keep it nice and light this week because I want to show people I can be just light and fluffy as well. Yay! On with the high-tech nature of the show. First question, and this is from Blaine Haniff, who asks, if you have work done from a movie game on your resume, will you get taken seriously? The answer is, of course, yes. I mean, it does depend on the game. If you have worked on, for example, The Thing, Chronicles of Riddick, or, Scarface, I think, those are three excellent movie games that have all been really, really good. I mean, Starbreeze did the Chronicles of Riddick, both versions, and I still think they are some of the best movie-related games out there. There are, some good movie tie-ins, but unfortunately there is a lot of dross. I think a game on your resume is not a bad thing in general, and I think a movie game is not necessarily a negative thing. Next question from Carlos Cuna. Is it hard to get a writing gig for a video game related website? What advice do you have for newcomers? Well, this is something I get asked all the time, and I'm sure lots of other members of the media do as well. And I'll say to you what I say to everybody: start a blog, start writing, write about what you give a shit about, write about the games you like, write about the games you dislike. Be honest, be true to yourself, let your passion come through, don't come across like a shill. Ross Mays, another question from Twitter. When do you think we will see Wii U game reviews? I don't know. Probably the next week or so, I would imagine. In fact, probably already, because this is coming out the Wednesday before the Wii hits. As of recording on the Thursday, I don't have access to a Wii yet, but I do know that my friends here at GT do. And in fact, the Invisible Walls that aired last Friday was all about the Wii. So hopefully I'll get to play it today and maybe steal it. I'm not stealing it. Why would I steal it? But yes, I'm sure we'll start to see those reviews trickling through because Nintendo needs to get that coverage out. Next question, and the last question today from Mike Graham. Why do some reviews rag on Assassin's Creed 3 for retreading gameplay tropes when, and I'm paraphrasing here, when games like Call of Duty get a pass? And this is a very interesting question to me because I've been following a lot of stuff that's been going on over the last couple of weeks with review scores in particular. I've ragged on Call of Duty in the past. I'm not a biggest fan of the franchise. I haven't played Black Ops 2 yet. We'll see how it goes, but I'm actually kind of intrigued on where they're taking it, and I'm prepared to give it a benefit of the doubt until I actually play it. Do I think that there's been some dodgy reviews out for Assassin's Creed 3? Well, based on my own personal experience of the game, and I do really like the game, I think some of the reviews have been, let's say, dodgy, in regards to Assassin's Creed 3, ironically. In the extreme, I think some people have basically had an axe to grind and have basically gone after it. What is more concerning to me is perhaps the universal acclaim that Halo 4 is getting. 100% reviews, 100% scores, 10s out of 10s. Really? For Halo 4? You're playing the same game that I've been playing? It's fucking Halo. Now, Halo is a good FPS. Sometimes it's, touched the heights in previous iterations. Halo 4 is, in my opinion, is not one of those games. No disrespect to 343 and Microsoft. This is an 80% game at best, in my opinion. And it is kind of worrying to hear stories of review events going on at Microsoft where people got to go and play the game in a bubble and then talk about their reviews afterwards and while, staying in a hotel or whatever. Now, I know multiplayer is a huge aspect for a lot of people and they go off and have a lot of fun. I have got to say that the reviews for Halo, when they compare to Assassin's Creed 3, in my opinion, just my opinion, and based on what I like in games, I think they're way out of whack. I don't think Halo 4 really does anything to innovate, but then again, I've always not really been the hugest fan of the franchise ever since it first came out and people were spooging over it. I thought it was basically a generic FPS shooter, and I think it still is to a certain degree. I think PC shooters in general, because I'm a snob, are way better. Borderlands is way more fun. Borderlands 2 actually I think is way more fun than Halo 4. I've said it. bring the flames. All right, that's the show for this week. One final thing, as I said last week, look at me, I've got a mustache, I'm growing it. And I will take 1 second to address the person who commented on last week's show and said I'm doing this charity thing as an ego boost. No, really? I've got a dead rat under my nose. I'm keeping a dead rat under my nose for the next month. That's not exactly an ego boost. I look like an extra from a 70s porn film. I'm doing it because if I can use this pseudo celebrity F-list whatever power that I've got with an audience to do something cool and make money for a charity, I'm gonna do it. And if you think it's an ego thing, well, I think this says more about you, son, than me. You're obviously a very sad individual, so feel free to not watch this show anymore, not follow me on Twitter, not respond to me in any way, shape, or form. In fact, just piss off in general, you twat.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.